We want to add and subtract rational expressions, and in order to do that, we need to be able to find a common denominator. Well, there's a couple different ways to do that. You could get the common denominator, or you could get the least common multiple, LCM. And we'll show two examples. Both of them will work. One will just be a little bit easier, especially when we're dealing with rational expressions. So if we want to get the common denominator, all we do is we say we have 1/6 minus 3/8, and all we're going to say is, okay, the denominator over here is 8. So on this side over here, we're just going to multiply by 8 over 8. The denominator over here is 6. So over here, we're going to multiply by 6 over 6. And then we'll just get that value, add it together, and figure it out. So here, 8 times 1 is 8. And 8 times 6 is 48. Minus 3 times 6 is 18. And that is still 48. So then we can figure out that we have negative 10 divided by, we leave the denominator alone. And what we have left is we see that these are both even. So we can divide the numerator by 2, and we can divide the denominator by 2, and we get negative 5 over 24. So that's just getting a common denominator. Now we have a different way that we can figure it out if we just figure out what the least common multiple is. So in this case, we know that we still have a denominator of 6, and we still have a denominator of 8. But I know that between these two, they have a common denominator of 24. So then we just figure out, how do I make 6 become 24? Well, I know that if I multiply 6 by 4, I get 24. And if I multiply 8 multiplied by 3, I get 24. So then we can do this math. We get 4 times 1 is 4. And 4 times 6 is 24. Minus 3 times 3 is 9. And 8 times 3 is 24. So then we get 4 minus 9, which is negative 5 over 24. So we can see that we get the same answer through either method. But when we deal with rational expressions, it becomes a lot easier if we figure out what the least common multiple is first before we do all those operations. That will save us a lot of work.